guys, how you doing? I hope you guys are doing great out there. Well, listen, today is a very special day for me. It's my first day of doing movie reviews, which I will want to do for a long time. And today I want to talk about one of my personal favorite films of all time, The World's End. Now, this movie is absolutely amazing. It's such a great movie. Let's talk about it. The plot of this movie is about there are five guys, and in 1990 they go on a pub crawl where they try to conquer what's called the Golden Mile. It's basically a 12 pub long pub crawl, basically. I don't know how else to describe that. Well, the idea for their leader named Gary King, one of the greatest protagonists I've ever seen in a movie, is that they try to get to the World's End, which is the 12th pub and the end of their quest. However, in 1990, they failed to do so. Then a jump cuts to today. Well, two years ago, because the movie came out in 2013. And we see all the guys growing up, and we see the main character, Gary King, played so incredibly by Simon Pegg. I mean, this is definitely my favorite Simon Pegg movie. His performance as Gary King is in my top 5 favorite performances of all time. It's so funny, and his character brings a lot of warmth, a lot of charisma to the gang, and it's such an amazing experience to just watch him on screen doing his thing. So at the beginning, we get to see all the guys growing up. You know, they've gone their separate ways, and Gary now tries to reunite them to go back on the pub crawl to finish the quest. But we find out that Gary King is basically a child. He basically is very immature, doesn't is very self-absorbent, but we find out more about him later on in the movie. Okay, so Gary goes to visit his friends and tries to reunite them one by one, and they all talk about a guy named Andy, and we find out that Andy is Gary's best friend, who basically doesn't seem like his best friend at first, but we'll understand why as the movie goes on. Once he rounds up the gang, they basically all meet in the train station and have to wait for him, and of course he brings in a classic 1988 Suzuki, which basically is pretty cool, and it's called the Beast. So they travel back to their hometown called Newton Haven. It's a cool name for a hometown. I wish I'd live in Newton Haven so I can meet all the guys. Well, anyway, so you see them basically old as they are, and they just haven't gotten back to the young shoots except for Gary, because Gary is just a giant teenager. That's what he is. He's just a teenager. That's it. Very immature, irresponsible, but so damn funny. Oh my god, his performance in this movie is it's so good. You guys really gotta check this out. I can't recommend it enough. But then once they hit one of the pubs, all hell breaks loose. Because Gary gets into a fight with this guy who turns out to be some sort of alien that has blue blood. Which, when I first saw this movie, I was absolutely amazed with how well they handled the first scene with the alien. So then his friends come in, and there's a fight that ensues, and they then find out that they're involved in an alien invasion. God, I think adding that sci-fi tone to this hilarious movie was just one of the greatest decisions that Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright has ever done. And I think that the way it's structured from the beginning of the first scene with the alien all the way through is just filmed so well. But one thing that they do get right in this movie, among so many things, are the characters. These are people that you actually can care about. And a lot of movies today have just wooden characters. The characters that are just so boring that there's no real charisma, there's no real warmth, tension. With these characters, you get the whole deal. I mean, every character is so memorable, especially Gary King. He is just so funny. I can name you so many lines he has said in the movie. And, I mean, I'm just saying that all the characters are just, they're so awesome. And if I could step into their shoes at that point, I would so do that. But I am happy that they have a female character in this movie who happens to be just as strong as they are. And her name is Sam, played by Rosamund Pike. Her performance in this film is really good. I mean, she really is funny, and she definitely can kick the aliens' asses. It's so good. The story, the characters, the action, the comedy, the science fiction is all there in this movie. This movie offers the complete visceral package of almost any movie I've ever seen in my life. This is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I'm so happy that this is my first movie that I'm going to review for you guys. The World's End definitely gets an A+ in my book. It is just one of the greatest movies ever made. The script is absolutely brilliant. I've taken the liberty of actually seeing the script online. It is absolutely fantastic. The World's End is definitely a movie that you guys need to check it out. Here, I'll show you the cover right here. Anyone who likes action or comedy with science fiction or horror or any of those genres combined, you are going to have the time of your life watching this movie. So thank you guys for watching my first review for The World's End. I will upload more soon. Stay tuned.